Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week we are going to be making a katsu style prawn sandwich. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? Think of this like a fish finger sandwich, right? But we're going to be using prawns, we're going to breadcrumb them, we're going to fry them, we're going to have a Sriracha mayo, we're going to have kimchi in there, we're going to have spring onions in there, and we're going to make our very own Japanese milk bread to encase all of that delicious stuff. So without further ado, let's get straight into the recipe. We have covered this type of bread before. I'll leave a link to a more in-depth video down in the description. Into a bowl, you want to place 300 grams of high quality bread flour along with 1 teaspoon of salt. Chuck that on your stand mixer, and then we're going to make a tang zong. Into a pan, you want to place 70 grams of water and 25 grams of flour. Over a medium heat, we're going to cook this out until you have a nice, thick, sticky paste. Once that's ready, we're going to move on to our yeasty boy. Into 120 milliliters of lukewarm whole milk, you're going to mix 40 grams of caster sugar and 2 teaspoons of active dried yeast. We're going to let this sit for 10 minutes until it has got nice and foamy. With the dough hook attached to your stand mixer on a medium speed, we're going to stream in the yeast mix. Once that's all streamed in, you're going to throw in the tang zong paste along with 40 grams of lightly softened butter, and then after that you're going to crack in 1 egg, and then we're going to let this work and knead in the stand mixer for about 8 minutes until you have a nice smooth looking dough. After that, we're going to perform the slap and fold. I've talked about this many times. Very simple. You're picking your dough up, slapping it down and folding it over itself. Perform this 20 to 30 times. Put this into a nice tight ball and then place this into an oiled bowl ready to prune. Cover that bad boy in cling film and then leave that to prune for 1 to 2 hours or until doubled in size. After that, you're going to turn the dough out onto a nice clean work surface, divide it into 6 equal pieces, and then turn each of those 6 pieces into a nice little bun. Cover those buns with some greased cling film and then leave that to double in size yet again in a nice warm space. Then it is time to brush them brothers with a bit of egg wash and chuck them in the oven that's been preheated to 180 degrees Celsius for 10 to 12 minutes or until the internal temperature reaches 90 degrees Celsius plus. Or another method, tap the bottom. If it sounds hollow, they're ready to go. After they come out of the oven, immediately brush them with a bit of melted butter and then your bread rolls are ready. Let's talk Sriracha mayo. Into a bowl, you're going to do 100 grams of mayo and 50 grams of Sriracha. Mix that until it's mixed. As simple as that. Boom, we have a beautiful, delicious Sriracha mayo that you can pretty much put with anything because it's goddamn delicious. Now we want everything ready before we even start to cook our prawns. So you're going to take about 6 to 8 spring onions and slice them up nice and finely for garnish. Time to talk prawns. These prawns are banging, so let's get straight into how we're making them. Let's set up a panning station. Into one bowl you want to put 100 grams of plain flour. Into another bowl you want to put 2 eggs and a splash of milk, and then give that all a mix up until nicely combined. And then into another bowl you want to put 180 grams of panko breadcrumbs. Now it is time to pan 330 grams of raw shell-off king prawns. Throw half of them into your flour mix and mix them around thoroughly till everything is fully coated in flour. After that, you're going to shake off any excess flour and then you're going to put them into your egg mix. What the flour is doing is helping the egg mix stick to the prawns, and then what the egg mix is going to do is going to help the breadcrumbs stick to the prawns. I hope that makes sense. That's basically kind of what panning is. It is the process of breadcrumbing a product or something. Mix those prawns around in your egg mix, and then after that you're going to drip off any excess egg and drop them one at a time into your breadcrumbs while shaking the bowl over and over and over, and then that's it. You will have a panade prawn. It should look somewhat like you see here in the video. Pop them to one side on the plate and then repeat the process with the rest of your prawns. I hope that all makes sense. Panning can be a funny thing to explain. Regardless, let's get on to showing you how we're going to cook these brothers up. We're going to shallow fry these prawns in a deep sided frying pan with about 1 to 2 inches of sunflower oil. Heat that up, on a medium to high heat to about 180 degrees. And once you're at 180, we're going to fry these off in batches, doing about 8 or 9 of them at a time. These cook super quick, guys. It literally, after about a minute, flip them, they'll be golden on one side, and then after about another minute, your prawns are going to be ready. Once they're nice and golden, they're pretty much ready. They'll be cooked on the inside. These things take no time at all. Throw them into a bowl, hit them with some seasoning, toss them around, and now let's assemble our prawn sando. You want to take one of your Japanese milk bread, cut it in half and toast it in a dry pan. Super important step, make sure you do that. Onto the base of your bun, you're going to put some kimchi. Make sure you cover the entire base so you have a nice coverage on there. Go on with a handful of your finely sliced spring onions, and then you're going to follow that up with 4 of those crispy, delicious king prawns. Hell yeah. Go for 5 if you're feeling brave. You do you, I'm not going to get involved. Take the top half of the bun and you're going to slather that with 1 tablespoon of Sriracha mayo. Place that bad boy on top and this thing is ready to be absolutely devoured. Good lord, just look at that thing. It is an absolute thing of beauty. I just want to shove this in my mouth and eat it. So let's get straight into trying this. Boom. Here we are. We have made it. This was a request pretty much when I started the channel. So back in June, my friend was like, you gotta make a prawn burger, man, you gotta make a prawn burger. I was just like, nah, I don't think that's gonna work. And after a little bit of thought, I was like, this makes sense. So now, here we are with kind of like an elevated fish finger sandwich as opposed to a prawn burger. A prawn burger would be a bit weird. Actually, like blending up prawns, let's just not. So instead, here we go. We have some kimchi, Japanese milk bread, finely sliced spring onions, Sriracha mayo, and obviously the deep fried king prawns that have been done kind of katsu style with a bit of panko breadcrumb. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's so good. It smells really good. Let's dig right in. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to do this. Oh man. Jack. Jack. This is gonna do you proud. This is what I am talking about. Hell yeah. Guys, we aced it. This is so simple to make. And it's actually really delicious. Get a nice heat from the sriracha, creaminess from the mayo, the crisp crunch from those prawns, and then the spring onion adding a freshness, and the kimchi doing what that kimchi does, just tasting absolutely delicious. These prawns. Oh wow. This right here. This is kind of like blow my mind. Jack, there you go. You got your prawn sandwich, your prawn burger. I hope you like it. If you guys have enjoyed this week's episode, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and leave a comment down below on anything you want me to make in the future, any ideas you have. I'll see you guys in the next one.